Eanna Hardwicke, hello sir, how are you?
I'm not too bad, Dave. How you doing?
Not so bad. You have an exciting new project that you're featuring in.
Yeah,
I have used it on air on Dave Max Drive as a net pick, suggested something to stream. Tell us
that's
about
fair.
tell us
So,
about Fate.
Fate season two. This is it came out Friday. So it's been streaming since then. And I guess for those who haven't seen it, we're kind of picking off. We're picking up from the end of season one, which is we're in Althea. This is a school for fairies set in the other world, and basically you've got a group of students who are learning how to use their magic, and you've got students called specialists who are non-magic, but they're kind of figuring out how to fight, how to be good defenders of the other world, basically. And we pick up under there's a new order, there's a new headmistress, Rosalind, who's a bit dubious, and we're enjoying a kind of relative peace after season one. But then fairies start to go missing. They come back with their magic zapped, and no one really knows what's going on. So it's all hanging in the balance.
So I saw this written about as Northern Ireland has Game of Thrones, but Wicklow has the Winx saga, although for plot reasons, the county's been renamed the Otherworld, and it does look absolutely beautiful, really. Six student fairies at the ethereal boarding school of Alfea, learning the ways of magic and mystery and experiencing all sorts of feats of wonder and wizardry. And just in case anyone is wondering, there are no games of Quidditch happening in any of this.
There are other games, but no games.
There are other games. How has your experience been in this franchise to date?
I've loved it. I mean, I joined in season two along with a couple of others. So there's a new member of the Winx Suite, which is our sort of our heroes. Flora is joining Bloom, Tara, Musa, Aisha, and Stella, who are already established from season one. I play Sebastian, who is an ex-student of the school who runs a kind of a curiosity shop on the outskirts of the school. Probably didn't quite find his place while he was there. Was a bit of an outsider. And so when we meet him, he is helping the Winx Suite kind of figure out what's going on to these fairies, figure out who this new headmistress is and whether they can trust her. So joining it was, it was daunting at the start because it's, you're joining something very well established with people who really know each other. And it was a total dream. Like, everyone made it very easy. I knew a lot of the team and a lot of the crew from previous jobs. And then you're kind of stepping into this, what does feel like a very well-realized magic world. There's amazing sets, there's amazing VFX. So it was very exciting. And as a character, I gotta say, it was a bit of a dream to play. It was a lot of fun.
And where has this come for you in this in your career to date? I mean, I think, did Vivarium feature as the opening or closing film of Cork Film Festival a couple of years back? Because I think I remember seeing it with the.
There might have been one screening in Cork because Vivarium came out at I think probably the worst time in cinema history. Right, it was scheduled for like 20th of March 2020 or something like that.
Oh.
And I was geared up. I was so excited, and I wanted to see it in the Gate Cinema. I was like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to watch myself in the Gate Cinema. And if that doesn't sound too crazy, egotistical, or
not at all, goodness me,
it was a bit of a dream. I went to school behind the gate. So I was like, I'm going to go in there and watch it. And then something happened, as we all know, and it didn't get released. But it did go out. It did go out on like online streaming around.
So it's sort of the wind was taken out of its sails very much by the word with the C that it's not Christmas, but we equally we're at least. Yeah, we're getting to the time of year where we can say Christmas, but the other C word we just don't want to ever have to say again. It hasn't gone away, folks. It's still there, like Christmas.
Still there.
But I think it might have closed the Cork Film Festival, or at least featured in it, because I think I saw it and it was cool. Jesse Eisenberg is in it, and it was a mad sci-fi thriller concept. And how did you feature in that?
You're dead right. It definitely screened when the cinemas opened again. It screened for a while in Cork. That was a bit like this. You're stepping into a kind of a sort of surreal, not quite fantasy world, but an unusual world. And I loved it. It was also my first job outside of drama school, and it was like, I think it was the space of 4 weeks. And
because that feels like a big gig to get.
It definitely was unexpected. Yeah, it was. I mean, like any job, it feels like a complete win. But I remember when that one came in, I was going, this isn't what I thought I'd be auditioning for the next few months. So it was a complete surprise, and those are the best ones because you kind of
they were a couple lost in endless suburbia, trapped in a identikit house. A baby arrives that all of a sudden they have to parent, and it just got weird, and it was cool. But what did you do in it? I can't recall that.
So I play basically So Jesse and Imogen play two characters who get lost in this estate, and I play a version of the kind of character, the one character they meet in that estate. So it's this real like.
Oh, that's right. You were the.
I'm one of those guys. So I don't want to give anything away to those who haven't seen it. Basically, they're all alone in this endless housing estate, bar one person they meet.
Yes.
And I'm like Lorcan, who'd made that, his vision is like phenomenal. So that film was like an education doing it, really, for us, you know.
Recommended Vivarium. Go watch it and see it. I don't know if you know if it's streaming on any of the platforms, but it's
there definitely. Have a look. It's a cool.
So right, you're just out of drama school then, 2019. Where are you from in Cork? Well, you went to school just behind the gate, so.
I went to the Educate Together behind the gate, and I'm from Glanmire originally. So so I grew up in town, grew up in the city.
And so where do you go to drama school?
I went to the Lear in Dublin, so finished that in 2018. And then
you get this. Then you get Vivarium, which is not a bad start.
It was. I think I finished on the Friday, and I was in Belgium on the Sunday. It was the World Cup final, and landed, and then started to work, and I didn't know what was going on. It was a complete. Wow. It was all new to me, but it was a great. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that start. It was.
And what's happened then? So obviously, then COVID did arrive, and the world that you're in, it was massively affected. So, you know, bring us from there up to Fate, and what you hope this will do for your career, or where it's come to you at what stage in your carear, if you understand me.
I filmed this last year, so September 2021 kind of time, and do you know what? It ended up September 2021 was a busy year, I think, in this industry. It was probably the busiest that people said that ever been, because lots of things that didn't happen the year before happened that year. So we were in Wicklow doing this. The weather was great, and it seemed like everything was filming in Wicklow. Like there was, they were doing Disenchanted down the road, they were doing Valhalla and stuff. So it was a really busy year for that whole side of things. And I had done a second series before that. Right, and I shot one or two other films that year. So it was a really busy time. It was brilliant. It was something, far beyond what I could have expected. So, and kind of Fate sat in the middle of all that. So, and then you move on, you do other things, and you sort of forget that actually people are going to watch this, and your face is going to be up there, and you're going to have to deal with all that. Yeah. So,
and now you're here back talking about it. Well, look, so it's still a relatively new, you're a young actor making your way in the world today, as they say, and a brilliant opportunity. And I hope this, it has a core audience anyway. Did you have to immerse yourself in it and fully absorb the world before coming into it, or did you feel like coming in fresh was a better way?
I watched it when I was auditioning, and then you do a deep dive into all of the kind of the folklore and the world and the terminology, and it is very extensive, because this is based on a cartoon, for those who don't know, that was really, really popular around the world, an Italian cartoon originally, and it's got this huge kind of universe to it. So basically, this is developed for an older audience based on that by Brian Young, and the detail is there's a lot in there. So for me, it was like, once I got the part, it's kind of just do a crash course and figure out what everything meant and sort of what the world feels like. And then when you arrive on set, that's kind of taken care of, because they've got these incredible sets, this incredible sort of landscape. So you can, just sort of disappear into that world if you try. Nice. Which is great fun. I mean, it was such a good,
have you watched the series yourself, or do you await it with interest?
Yeah. So I mean, this is the best thing I can possibly say, but I can't binge watch anything. I don't like it. Don't like binge watching, but I watched it all in like a very short space of time. And I kind of could watch it as if I wasn't in it, which was nice. I could just sort of enjoy the rest of the story, and then whenever I came on screen, I'd go out and get a cup of tea, but then I'd come back in, and there's is there still a
little bit of a cringe factor, is there?
Always, you just kind of slide you're just going to slide away from the screen, really, whenever it happens. But
what are you going to
but I did. I watched it.
The time will come, you'll be watching and going, who is this guy? He's great. That is exactly what I would have done. That is just the way I would have played that character.
This guy has got something. He's a special one. Yeah,
why not, man? Why not?
We live in hope. But no, I really enjoyed it. I thought they, it's developed on from season 1 in a huge way as well. And it's just a very, like, it's got that great thing that a supernatural show or a kind of fantasy show should have, which is it's got monsters, it's got magic, it's got fairies, but it's also got these, these characters grounded in the real world. They're like 17, 18-year-old kind of guys and girls who are facing.
Can I say quite an attractive cast all round? That seems to have been part of the
I brought the aggregate.
Come on.
Rolling it, and the comic relief. No, definitely. They're an amazing bunch. They were very, very welcoming to me, and I guess because we were all around the same age, we could kind of really enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
And it's fun. The scenes, the things we got to do were just really fun to film. Like there's lots of, people, when you watch it, you see there's lots of action, kind of big set pieces. There's lots of amazing VFX. But then underneath it all, there's just people going through the things you go through at that age, the kind of the moral dilemmas, the mistakes you make and you learn from, the kind of romantic entanglements, all of that. So, it was a pleasure to join it, really.
Fate the Winx Saga streaming now on Netflix. Pleasure chatting to a Cork actor on the rise, Eanna Hardwicke. What will we look forward to seeing you in the future? What are you at right now? Got a film called Lakelands coming out in the next kind of few months, I guess maybe next year. That was in Galway Film Fleadh. Likewise, I did a film in West Cork called Sparrow, which I'm really excited about, and that premiered at Galway. So I think you can expect to see those hopefully, sometime in the next 6 months or so. I've just finished something called The Sixth Commandment in a 4-part drama for BBC. So I don't know when that'll be out, but finished that a few weeks ago, and really excited about it again. Sometime in the near future. Magic. Well, congratulations, and thank you very much for chatting. It's been a pleasure having you on Red FM today.
Pleasure talking to you, Dave. Thanks so much.